Guys, I swear I'm making somebody's day. So I'm trying to troubleshoot biorender. And the person's like, yeah, let me help you. And I'm just like, cool, let me just type in a reply. And I can't type anything. And so I was like, well, maybe I can do the GIFs. And so it lets me type in the GIFs. And so I sent the whole message. I can't type. It's not. And then they're like, man, professional message. You might be in the wrong browser. And I was like, that may be it. I'm on Firefox. And they're like, great, try Chrome. I don't know how the person on the other end of this isn't dying. Time to change the browser.
In a few years, NASA is sending the first woman to the moon, and some people are really mad about that, but it is long overdue. 12 people have walked on the moon, and all of them were men, but that's not because women weren't qualified. In 1960, 9 years before the first moon landing, the guy who designed the insanely rigorous tests for male astronauts at NASA decided to test out those same tests on a small group of female pilots. Psychologically and physically, these tests were some of the most rigorous I've ever heard of, so I'll read you some of the things that I saw in these tests. They included things like swallowing a rubber tube in order to test the level of their stomach acids, electrically shocking their arms, extreme sensory deprivation tanks and psychological testing, shooting ice water into their ears to see how they recovered, riding weighted bicycles to exhaustion, forced hyperventilation, water survival, and a lot more. 25 women took these exams and 13 of them passed. One of them was a mother of 8 children. The women that passed are known as the Mercury 13. Anyways, they took more and more tests and they passed them all. They were taking the exact same tests as the men and they were doing just as well, if not better. Barry Cobb was in the top 2% of astronauts of any gender. But it didn't matter that they passed the same exams. NASA wouldn't send women to space. And the women took it to Congress. As they should. And before Congress, John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth, testified that women shouldn't be astronauts because it went against social order and that they wouldn't meet the criteria anyways. That last part is true. In order to be an astronaut at the time, you had to have graduated from a military jet test piloting school and have an engineering degree. But John Glenn himself did not meet this criteria and was still an astronaut. So you probably guessed it, but here's the problem. Women weren't allowed in Air Force training programs at that time, so even though they were all accomplished pilots, some with over 10,000 hours of flying time, they didn't qualify to be astronauts. But Congress didn't care. So it wasn't until 18 years later, after the last moon landings, that NASA finally allowed their first female astronauts. So yes, they are finally going to put a woman on the moon. And for some good news, one of the Mercury 13 did get to go to space. Blue Origin sent Wally Funk just last year, making her the oldest woman to ever go to space. But the rest of the women never got to go to space.
Oh, mate, what are you doing?
Just shagging a bag.
Oh, let me have a turn.
Give me 10 seconds,
Oh,
mate.
come on, I want to turn.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
You fucking fuck let me smell your product.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, cheers, mate.
Go on.
Oh, bloody.
Can I smell yours?
No, I don't have any.
Still
but
works.
you can
Still
have a go.
works.
Let me smell your ass.
Okay, go on.
Smell my ass.
Get in there.
At the same time.
Oh, yeah. Where's my ball? Where's my fucking ball? You out, shaggers?
Yo estoy puesto pa' ti, tú te metiste, diablo, que pico te la.
You're amazing. Congratulations. You're gonna be a baby. Wait, hang on. I think you're going too far. Go back. Go back. Oh, no, what a shame. Excuse me. Yep. Do you know where I'm supposed to meet the sperm? Wasn't he up there? No, I didn't see anyone. Well, he didn't come then. Oh, sorry about that. I don't mind waiting. I'm afraid that's not going to be possible. I'll just go back up and wait. I really don't. It's a one-way system. Well, what am I supposed to do then? You'll be reabsorbed. What? Sorry. No. Never gets any easier. Come on, girls. Let's get out of here.
When an employee only does what's required, it's called quiet quitting. No, it's called doing your job. If I'm supposed to go above and beyond, then so should my pay. Don't expect something for nothing, right? Or does that only apply to poor people? Yeah, my employees show up every day, but they don't dress up like Santa Claus and bring me toys, so they're lazy. You're lucky that an employee does their job. I've done so little at work before that it wasn't even quietly quitting. It was technically robbing.
Welcome to Giant. Febreze air freshener, $4.99. 2 COVID tests, $8.99. This guy's sick.
Damn.
How many bags? 3.
No bags.
How many
Relax.
bags?
Que tú me tienes temblando de noche y de día. Que tú me tienes temblando de noche y de día. Tú me hiciste brujería.
Oh, well imagine as I'm pacing the pews in a church corridor, and I can't help but to hear, no I can't help but to hear an exchanging of words. What?
Did you know that girls are actually better shooters than guys?
Okay, this is just BS. I got the statistics right here. I mean, we are just absolutely destroying them in the numbers. 116 to 3. It's
Oscar, I told you you're next. Come with me. Everything, okay. Everything is fine. You're a grown-up. You've done this before.
He looks
You're so silent. You're a good boy. You're not mad. You're a good boy.
He looks so tiny.
You're so skinny. Skinny. Skinny king. What? I know, you're so skinty. Skinty king. Okay, you're good, you're good, you're good. Last one, and you're good. You're just super soapy. Okay, you're done. Just gonna ring you out. Okay, let's go. Good boy. I'm so sorry. You're such a good boy.
I think like one thing you learn about being in like swim is like the water is disgusting. We're not allowed to like get out and take a pee break in the middle of practice. So you just pee in the water. Even in the Olympic pool, like all of us have peed in the Olympic pool. Every single one of us.
So there's so much piss play going on at the Olympics is what you're trying to tell me.
For sure.
You heard it here first, folks.
This hatch chilies. Oh, is that what that is? Now that. Whoa. Uh-oh. What in the tarnation?
Thank you.
Ah! Oh!